So whenever we use a database, we typically query the database to get what we want. But reactive databases are different. DiceDB is one of them. In this video, we'll talk about what are reactive databases, how do they differ from traditional databases, where you can use it, and a very interesting demonstration of a classic leaderboard example in a reactive way using DiceDB. Okay, so reactive databases, like in general, when we use any database for that matter, be it your Postgres, be it your MySQL, anything, you typically have a client, you typically have a database. Your client queries the database, and your database sends it the response. But here, a good question to ask is simple. Why do we have to query the database? Why can't it push data without me asking for it? Right? So if we ask this fundamental question, what do we get? Is we get a reactive database. Now, these sort of database fits in really well where you have high interest queries. Now, what are high interest queries? Like imagine if all the clients are interested in the same data. Like a good example of that is a leaderboard, where imagine a lot of people are interested in looking at the same leaderboard and they're like constantly refreshing it. So in a traditional sense, if we were to build it, you would hold the scores in a database and you would have clients, and each of the client is consistently polling the database to get the leaderboard. Right. Now, in such cases, there is a lot of redundant computation that is happening on the database because your clients are in general firing the query every 5, 10, 15 seconds. And even if the data is not changing, a lot of redundant computation is happening on the database, a lot of cycles getting wasted and whatnot. Now, it becomes even worse if the query that you're interested in is very expensive. So each execution of that query takes a decent amount of CPU and memory to compute. Now, this is where a reactive database comes in. The whole idea of reactive database is simple, that a client creates a subscription to the database on a particular query, not just data, but on a query. And when the data changes, your database executes it once and sends the result set to the client. So this way, if there is no data change, there is nothing that is going to the client. Your client does not have to keep polling, right? And that's where you get the efficiency. So reactive databases, why do you need them? They eradicate unnecessary polling that happens. It keeps your client code really simple because they are just listening for a proactive communication. There are no redundant queries running on the database. So literally the queries that are running on the database runs when there is a legit change in data. This way you can build a truly real-time application, like literally data change, database push goes to the client, right? And it makes things overall very efficient. Now here, for example, if there are no updates to data, there is nothing that is sent to the client. So no wastage of network bandwidth, no wastage of CPU cycles, nothing. Right? With polling, if you were to use a traditional way of polling, you would have fired this irrespective of your data changing or not. This is what makes the original way of doing things or the traditional way of doing things very expensive, and reactive databases kick in. But you would challenge your Arpit, reactive databases, like, isn't it similar to CDCs, like change data and events? Think about it. Your CDCs are about change events that tell you what changed, but they don't give you result set. They give you change event and then you do what you want to do with that. And you need a separate set of process to listen to it and whatnot. That's a different problem altogether. But the whole idea is your CDCs are events and not result sets. But DiceDB is one of the databases that solves this. And what do? We'll take a look at a leaderboard example. I'll give a demonstration. I'll not give you a code walkthrough. I'll recommend you to take a look, but you'll see the power of reactivity here. So what we'll do is we'll build leaderboard with DiceDB. So DiceDB has a very familiar semantics as Redis, but it's not a drop-in replacement. We have diverged. And think of leaderboard. If you want to build a leaderboard, which means players are playing game, you want to manage scores, and you would use a sorted set data structure to hold the player and the score. And you would fire a query called zrange to get the top 5 out of it, right? And this is a traditional way. And in DiceDB, you would create zrange.watch through create a query subscription. So whenever the data changes, you get the result set in return. I'll show you. Okay, so let's take a look at this as an example. So I'll quickly open it. So here at the top, I have DiceDB running. It's the latest version of it which is running. I would recommend you pull the latest version of DiceDB and DiceDB CLI and run it locally. So at the top, you have DiceDB running, and at the bottom, what I'll do if I want to get if I would want to get a leaderboard, so I have put some dummy data into my sorted set, and I just fire zrange game.scores is what my key name is. I would say I would want from 1 to 5 by rank, and I would get 5 people with their current scores and their name listed. So first rank is Faye, second rank is Alice, third rank is Gina, and whatnot, and 4, 8, 10, 14, 22 are their scores. Right now, here what I'll do is, if I would want to get this score again and again, if I keep firing the query, I would keep getting the scores. Right, so this is your traditional way of polling, where each of the client is constantly polling the database to get the data. But what makes it reactive? So here, instead of firing zrange, if I do zrange.watch, everything else remains the same. If I do zrange.watch, it enters into a watch mode. Right, so if there is any change in data that is happening, this particular client will proactively get the result set, not just the change event, the result set. Right, so if I show you in the code, so I've prepared a small Golang based demo for it. So imagine in my, I am just dumping dummy data into it. Now imagine every half a second, you have some score getting updated in the database, right? So you can see that I'm updating this key for this player and with this new score. Now, if I show you what it looks like, so if I go run main.go, you see leaderboard, right? This is a leaderboard. This is my current leaderboard. Depending on as the score keeps changing, the leaderboard keeps changing. Right? There is no polling happening on the leaderboard side. And if I could run it on different thing, same leaderboard, both of them have subscribed to this. There is no poll, there is no for loop which is polling the database for zrange. It's all push, and I can create as many clients subscribing to the same leaderboard as I would like. Go run main.go. Go run main.go. So all of them are in real time getting the updates as they happen on the database. If you look at the code, there is no polling whatsoever. It's literally one query subscription created from your client to your server. And whenever the data changes, the server sends the data to the client, the result set to the client, and client is rendering it. So this is what makes a database reactive, that there is no polling that needs to happen. Everything is push based. Everything is truly real time coming to your client who have subscribed to it. And this is a very brief introduction of what a reactive database is and how DiceDB tries to fit into this entire landscape. It's a very different way to think about databases and queries that we typically think of query and result. Here, although you can do that, but on top of that, it's sprinkled with reactivity, where whenever the data you subscribe to changes, you subscribe to a query, and if data that query depends on changes, you get the result set. And that's what makes it super efficient. And yeah, I would link all of this in iTag and in the description. I would highly recommend you to check the demonstration out, the code out. It's pretty simple. Give it a go, pull the code in a local machine and run it and see the reactivity in full flow. A lot of things, and you can also find this thing linked on the DiceDB's website. If you go to this, you go to Reactive, you see a hello world of Reactive. You can see examples and tutorials. Here's the leaderboard example that I was talking about. Literally is 2 commands that you need to fire on your Go environment. And you can find all the commands that we support. This is the zrange.watch command that I was talking about, and the zrange command for the traditional leaderboard that you see. Right? So here you can find all the commands that we support. Right now we only support Golang as a language to directly interface with DiceDB because we are still very early in the journey. But over time, we'll support a lot more SDKs over here. But give it a go. We are pretty stable and we have really interesting things that we are working on right now. So give it a shot and have a great time. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. This is all what I wanted to touch upon today. Hope you found it interesting. I can't wait to see you use DiceDB and share feedback with me on my socials, on my email, and wherever you like. So, super. Have a great day. Thanks.